Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be wrapping the interior of my Toyota Avalon. I got this Android screen a while back, but the trim on it's got this shiny trim on it that I don't like. So today I'm going to be wrapping it with this right here, which is the same material that matches the climate control and the switches and everything on there. It's like a brushed aluminum finish. We're going to go ahead and wrap that. We're also going to be wrapping the trim on the dash and everything that's got that dark wood grain on this particular car. We're going to wrap it the same color to match. So stay tuned. So this radio, I've already taken it out again just to do this project right now. If you guys need to know how to take this out of the car, check out my previous video of doing the install on this thing. I show you exactly how to take it out, including all the bolts and everything. Today, what I'm gonna do is separate that thing again, take the Android screen out, so I just have the trim, and I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it with this stuff right here. So to wrap the inside pieces right here, these two pieces on this side and all this stuff over here all the way to there, which is really the only wood grain on the Avalon, because on the doors and everything over here, it has that same brush trim that we're going to be vinyl wrapping today right here. So to remove this, it's pretty easy. First you have to do is just kind of pop this cover off using one of the little orange pry tools that you can get from Amazon. Once you take that out, or once you kind of pop it loose here, all it does is just slide right out. This thing just clips right in pretty easily with the same yellow things right there, so you kind of pull that out. Same with these parts right here. So this whole thing kind of comes out right there with these little yellow clips all around this thing. So once you do that, you can just kind of pull it apart. So this one I kind of popped out already. You can see it just kind of pops out there. So there's really no screws, it just compression fits into there. You can just take it all the way across pretty easily there. So you can see that thing popped out pretty easily. Even the little leather trim right here kind of pops out pretty easily too. If you ever had to rewrap this or do any modifications to this, it all comes apart. Just compression fits right into there. And then over here you can see the vent and then that little side piece are two different pieces. So it's pretty easy for us to kind of pull that apart and wrap that pretty easily right there. So I went ahead and took everything apart. Like I said earlier, if you need to know how to take this thing apart, check out my other videos. But it just 4 screws on the back here and the trim and everything to take the bottom part off, and it comes right out. So I've got that. You saw me take that thing off on the inside already as a time lapse. So that was pretty easy. It all just snaps out, no screws, no nothing, and everything pops out. So I'll go ahead and just wrap all these things. When you order this thing from Amazon, the way these things come is the pattern actually goes across the width of it. I got this 18-inch one, so the pattern is 18 inches across, so it kind of fits almost as one piece. I think I'm a little bit short over here, so I might have to trim it or actually tuck it and have a second piece over here to fit. Same with that piece. I'm gonna have to do it with 2 of these sections to get it to the right grain. This one should be easy. I could use a piece of scrap to do that, but if you order it any wider, then it's going to be wide because of the way the pattern is. These patterns really just go across this way. As far as prepping everything, you want to clean everything with some isopropyl alcohol just to clean off all the oils and any kind of protectant or anything that you use in the vehicle that has it sticking or has it too oily or not smooth enough to stick on. Once you do that, we'll heat it up a little bit and apply this, and then just kind of squeeze it on. For this thing, I need to remove this little guy right here, the sticker. I'll just peel it off with a piece of razor, so that way when I have it over, I can cut that out and then put the sticker back on and have a good transition inside here. So I pretty much got all the edges wrapped pretty good. You can see it's all tucked around the edges. It's gonna hold pretty well there once we tuck it into the trim. The inside here kind of got short. I was trying to stretch it to these corners, but the corners are pretty difficult to get to, so I'm gonna have to actually just put another piece, just do a layer on the rim on the inside to catch that edge and cover that up, because you can't really get those corners by stretching in. It's gonna be pretty hard, and I don't know if it's gonna hold. Alright, we got this thing finally wrapped. I got all those edges right there on the inside, which is really the hardest part. Everything else on here is going to be pretty good as far as adhesion and just tucking away all the corners and everything. But this thing does look pretty damn good. I'll put it all back together and show you what it looks like compared to the climate control. Alright, so we got it all back together. You can see the finish here, even though it's the same kind of texture brush finish, the colors are a little bit different. This one, obviously OEM, is a much different than this rubberized, more vinyl with the texture in it. But overall, first glance, it does look pretty good. It looks much better, in my opinion, than the glossy. And then now the screen stands out much more compared to this with the contrast. Alright, go ahead and continue with the rest of this trim. Luckily, this little piece right here I cut out earlier fits the small piece, so that should be pretty quick and easy to do this wrap. And then we gotta do that one as two pieces right there. So alright, got it all wrapped up, got the edges and everything and cut and trimmed. Up here is kind of okie doke looking, but right there is all tucked under anyway, so it's not visible. So I'll go ahead and get this on with the vent and see how it looks. Alright, so this side got it put in. It's a very small piece, not very noticeable, but everything's back together there. So I'm gonna finish the other side. Got everything wrapped nicely, tucked pretty well. The only spot I had was this little corner right here that I couldn't really smooth out. Other than that, I think everything else we heated up, kind of got all the shapes around the edges. I need to just tuck a little bit of this stuff around here, put the switch back in, and this should fit fine right there. All right, we got everything back in. As you can see, that new brush finish looks really good on here compared to the wood grain that used to be here, and then just that gloss from that new Android screen. But yeah, everything looks nice from far away, even up close, so I'm pretty happy with it. Pretty easy job for the vinyl. I just ordered this on Amazon, so it's very easy to work with. Hey guys, thanks for joining me on this quick video. Sorry for the time lapse. I figure I would just time lapse through everything since I was just really sticking vinyl on. There wasn't really much to show. If you've ever worked with vinyl, it pretty much sticks on. You heat it up a little bit, you stretch around the edges, and you hope it sticks. So this is the good 3M vinyl, so it's gonna stick pretty well once it adheres to that surface. If you guys found this video useful, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to your channel, go ahead and subscribe to your channel. Turn on bell notifications to get notified every time I upload a video. For all these different projects, if I can do it, you guys can do it. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time.